Ciao a tutti. I take this idea from the slides from Carton. Thanks, Carton, for the ideas of these slides. And I also take the styles from the homepage of Djangonaut Space program, which is this one. So this is an incredible project for me. I've been part in the last year, but I found a lot of connection between my part as a contributor and mentor and this idea of this project. And I want to share you my personal experience as a contributor and as a part of this great program. There are a lot of connection I found recently studying for this slide. The first one is if you remove the dark layer from the homepage and also the words, you find that in the background there is an image of Italy. And this is the first incredible connection. This Italy in the night, and from the lights you can see where the biggest area, where the biggest city are. And since I try every time to explain where I live, I try to do some geography about Italy, starting on that. So this is Rome, big, a lot of lights. Everybody know where Rome is, I think. And this is where they paid me for the first time to program as a Python developer. So I lived there for a few times. Going back in my life, this is Bologna. This is where I studied, where I graduated, where the oldest university in the world is, and where we are going to have PyCon Italia this year, at the end of May. Thank you. Going back, this is Pescara, so this is where I live. And this is my hometown and where my story starts, because I started in the high school programming. I struggled finding a picture of me programming when I was young, because I haven't started so young. But this is the one. This is the oldest picture I have of myself in the computer, and it's 1996. And I was doing something like that. This is Turbo Pascal. If you recognize it, you are as young as me. And this is my first attempt to have a code version control. I take a snapshot of the code, and I still have it today, so it worked. This is the starting point of me as a programmer. And after that, I studied at the university, a lot of languages and a lot of interesting things for me. But the other key point in my career is this picture. So this is 10 years later, and was my first conference I ever attended. My first international conference is the Plon conference. I don't know if some of you have ever used Zope or Plon, but this was my way to enter in the Python community. And for the first time, I saw in a lot of talks of people that were contributing to the tool I were using every day. And so I was inspired. They said to me, I have to be also a contributor to the project. The things that interested me at the time was that Python was different from all the other languages I studied. I enjoyed a lot the simplicity, the approach to the programming. But there was one thing I was missing a lot: a relational database. Because Zope was one of the first not relational database. It was using Pickle for store objects. It can seem strange for you, but we are using this big file with a lot of things inside. I was missing Postgres, so I started searching for a Python way to interact with Postgres. And I found PsychoPG. This is a picture from The Little Prince, but it's also the header from the PsychoPG social accounts. And I had the opportunity to connect these two, interesting on me, Postgres and Python, in this other conference. It was EuroPython 2011. This is the group of people of the Plon crew. We are a niche of people attending all the conference around, but I met for the first time the larger Python community. And for the first time I attended a talk about this guy, Django. So for the first time, I learned that it was possible to use Python and a relational database, and specifically Postgres, using the Django ORM. So I started trying to switch from Plone to Django and use it in my daily job. So I studied a lot. I tried to deep down, and I found that the ORM was working, but not in the same way for every. And this is from the documentation of Django. And more than that, I found that former Django core developer, Mark Tamnil, started a crowdfunding campaign to have a module specific for Postgres. And that was the things that convinced me to contribute in this specific field. In fact, after that, I participated in my first DjangoCon ever in Florence, where I met a lot of people. I remember Carton there, also other of you. And it was the opportunity to finally contribute back to Django, because I attended the sprints, and this picture of me with Marcus and Mark Tamil, and they helped me to merge my first ever pull request for the Postgres module of Django. This is the one, so I celebrated. I remember we had the gong the time. We still have one of this. I don't know where it is lost. Okay, so I was contributing to Django at that point. So, but another thing that interested me, and I discovered only in the DjangoCon that year, was Django Girls. Was very interesting for me to learn about this initiative, and I take a picture with the girl that we're organizing and say, I have to organize one in my own town. And I tried to do it for a while. The other thing that interested me was that in the module of Postgres in Django, they released in the version 1.10 the full text search functionality. And that gave me another opportunity to be a contributor, not in the Django core, because I was searching the website every day for learn new things about Django, to check if I were making a mistake. And I found out that we were not using Django itself for the documentation search. So in the next EuroPython conference, I organized a sprint with other contributor to remove the connection to Elastic we were using at the time, and to have a better web search. And after the sprints, I opened a pull request, and after a lot of time, team merged. This other pull request was my first contribution also to the code base of the website, not only the project. So today we have a lot of new features, a lot of people contributed back to that. It was the starting point from a long list of features, and I'm happy to start these things. But finally, after a while, I was able to be a mentor in the community, and this was my first Django Girls workshop in Rimini. Thanks, Fiorella, for organizing. Yeah, it was a great, incredible experience to be able to share with other people that want to learn how to be a Django developer. And so I continue to try to interact with other contributors, the other mentor. This is another great experience. The last DjangoCon before the pandemic, Copenhagen, amazing experience. But after that, 2 or 3 years of nothing, unfortunately, in person. But this is the next one, the DjangoCon in Porto. And I was taking a picture with Sarah and Sure. And we were, at the time, working together to improve the website. We were trying to help and finding new people, helping us solving the issue or improving everything. And finally, I was able also to organize a Django Girls event, finally in Pescara, my hometown. So for the first time, we had a Django Girls initiative in that side of the Italy, because usually we're only in Rome or Florence. And at the same time, I tried also to contribute back to the local community in Italy. This is a picture with me and other volunteers in the PyCon Italia conference. And starting from there, I tried to help people that want to contribute from Italy. So we created the translation for the documentation of Django. It was a funny things to do. We enjoyed a lot. We used a lot of emoji to merge it. And now you can see today a lot of translation of the documentation. So I introduced myself, but I already say a lot of things about me. And this is the final point, the current point of my career as a member of the community. Now I'm the board director of the DSF, and I founded also a local community in Pescara, and I tried to be organizer, mentor, and contributor, but I'm saying these things to you only because I wanted to inspire some of you to do different things, not the same as me, because everyone are different story, and it's incredible to share. So this thing, I wanted to share so much that I gave a talk at the Django Day in Copenhagen, based on, it was an extended version of what I already shared to you. I recently found out that the next year, exactly the next year, in the same city, in the same conference, the other keynote was Sarah, and she spoke about the Djangonaut Space program. I haven't been there, but I found out about the project in the DjangoCon US when Rachel and Dawn presented the project. I was so inspired by them. I was in the front row listening to them, and I gave a talk about the website, but after the talk we went together we did yesterday, to the speaker dinner. And I found Rachel, and I started stalking her to know more about the project. I was so interested. I spoke with her during the speaker dinner for a long time. And later that year, the project was so inspiring and so great that they won the Malcolm Trednick Memorial Prize with a great motivation. I think it was one of the best things we did that year, I think, to inspire so many people. I started also trying to think which people to invite to join the program as a Djangonauts. So I was mentoring a former colleague of mine, Juliana, and I tried to help her to do the same thing that we do in the Djangonaut Space. Try to help them to find a topic, open a pull request, and she failed because they don't merge his pull request, but she gave a great talk about the failure. And it was so great that she was selected as one of the first Djangonaut in the program. Then I met Raffaella, later the year, and I was convinced to join the program as a navigator. In fact, I've been at the celebration that year at the first year anniversary of Djangonaut Space. So I haven't talked a lot about the program until now because you can find a lot of things directly in the website. I only wanted to share to you that we were searching the program for so many different people with different experience. If you are a person that's used Django and want to be a contributor, it's the program for you. If you are already contributing and you want to inspire other people or you want to mentor other people, I think it's the best program you can join, and you can share your expertise and your goals. These are some of the information about the program. It lasts 8 weeks. There are teams with Navigator, Captain, and Djangonauts, and the best things we do is we celebrate wins, every type of them. I've been part of the session 3. Recently has been the session 4 that concluded, but in the session 3 we had four teams, and we took a lot of screenshots of the meeting, the onboarding call with organized officer and Djangonauts. We had also great speaker. We had Simon and Emma that gave a talk interesting to inspire people to contribute in specific field. And we also have a showcase. It was a moment to celebrate the learning and also to discover new topics together. And at the end, we celebrated what we have done. And was a lot of things, like a lot of one-to-one calls. We had a lot of meetings, also pull request open, pull request merged, and post. And we tried to collaborate also with other part of the community. So as I said, I was part of the Team Saturn. And what we did is to take a lot of pictures during the meeting, and we'll shared all the worries about contributing back, a lot of imposter syndrome going on, to select the field where contributes. It has been a great experience, lasted 8 weeks, and at the end we celebrated in this way. A lot of people laughed, someone cried. It was a great moment. And yeah, the takeaway I can share to you that, as I did, I encourage you to find something you like very much, like I did with database and Postgres, that inspired me to be a contributor, that moved me. If you have something similar, great. If you don't have, you can search it, and the program can help you to do that. And you can do a lot of things. You can learn new information. You can share it with your peers. You can also mentor other people to do that. And the last part, I think, is the best one, because it rewards you a lot and you grow so much. So I encourage you to be part of the project. This is the website. You can check the website, see the old videos. You can see what has been done in the last session and wait for the next one. I don't know when we'll start, but I encourage you as a Django contributor to be a navigator, or if you want to be a contributor, to join as a Djangonauts. Okay, we come back to the original picture. You can share this slide, you can download it, and again, this is where Bologna is, so we wait for you the last of May. And this is my connection. I've wrote about a bit the things I already shared to you, and also other things I found during the program, so if you want to connect, this is my contact. So, thank you. Oh, last things. We have to take the picture. Sorry, I was forgetting. And with the number here. And say hi. Thank you.
We have some time for questions. There's an online question that's how many hours a week do participants have to commit to the program?
How
many hours a week do participants have to commit to the program?
I think it depends from you. The best thing you can do if you already are working with Django, you can deep dive in some topics that you are already using for your job, for your personal project. It's a great opportunity to improve in that field, but it depends totally from you.
Hey, Paolo, thanks. Great talk.
Thank you.
Can you talk quickly to the relationship, or the way you're able to nurture the navigator? Sorry, as a navigator, you're able to help nurture the Djangonauts more closely because you're working with them in a sort of kind of sheltered environment, or slightly away from just on the main GitHub repo. It's a bit more intimate, right?
So the question is, as a navigator?
As a navigator, how you're able to help nurture or mentor the Djangonauts, because you have a bit more of a personal connection to
Yeah. I shared a lot of mistake I did with other Djangonauts. I say, I already did this mistake you are thinking to do. And I think that was the best thing I was able to share with them. And then we went together finding in different fields, because I'm not expert on every field of the code base. I don't think anyone is here. So if they choose to work in the form field, for example, we went together in the documentation first, and then we went in the code to learn more from there. And I tried to help them to have a method to study it, to search for information more than already know all the things, because it's not possible. So it was an opportunity also for me to learn. We tried to learn together what we had to do. So I tried to share my expertise as a year of learnings and growing. That was what I tried to do.
Thank you very much for the story. Djangonaut Space has succeeded in doing something that other people tried and failed to do several times in the past 12 years or more. How do you see this scaling and being sustainable so that the amount of effort going in is manageable, but you're still able to increase the number of people that you touch and elevate through what you're doing?
Yeah, the key point here, I think, is to, through the program, have new people that start as a Djangonauts and then became part of the project, because we need new energy, new enthusiasm, new people that will be part of it. So if we will be able to renovate the people that are part of the program, we can, at the first time before scanning, we can guarantee that this project will survive in the future. And then we create this mechanism of having every time new people that enter and then begin a navigator. We can also start to think how to scale and have more people. I don't know how to do that, but I think this is the point.
And one of the things that you showed, which has surprised me in the life of the project, is it's not just new people, but new ideas. So accessibility, Django CMS, the ORM. I didn't expect that to be on the agenda a couple of years ago. So I think that's also something really new and surprising in the project that will help make it sustainable. What's next?
I really don't know. Yeah, but I share with you that the point. As I said at the beginning, everyone has a unique story and unique interest. So it's great that people focus on accessibility, others focus on the code because they like the core of the Django or CMS. So this is great.
Thank you very much for the talk. I was wondering, you just said everyone has a unique story, whether there's any particular background of both the Djangonauts and the leaders in the project, you know, whether people are particularly beginners or their career stage, you know, technical ability and so on. Is there any pattern or is there a mix?
I can share my experience in my team. This one, I like the picture. Yeah, every one of these people had different starting point in their career. Yash was studying and other people already are in the field working as a programmer, maybe not in Python, and others were more trying to find something interesting to contribute back. So I don't think there is a specific field. Something I haven't said that is you have to apply for the project, and then since we have a lot of requests, only some people are selected to join. So we try to have a diverse representative in every team, but there is no barriers to enter the project.
Thank you. Just a super quick follow-up. You said lots of people apply, so I guess you're Are you oversubscribed? You need more leaders, is that right?
Sorry.
Yeah, you're oversubscribed, is that right? So you need more leaders, is that correct?
Yeah, I don't know if it is what the program want to do, but we can ask them. Yeah.
Thank you, Paolo, for this talk. I think at the program, we've sometimes found it difficult to encourage people to be navigators. To be for anyone who doesn't know, this is the individual who might have a bit more experience contributing and kind of guides the Djangonauts through. And it's definitely one of the roles that I think has the most imposter syndrome, because the captain role is a bit more pastoral and there are more people in the community who feel comfortable doing that role. Do you have any advice or any words of encouragement that might enable any of the people in this room as to why they should do it if they were involved, or why did you do it yourself, for example?
Yes, I encourage everyone that are already contributing to Django or the accessibility team or one of the work group to apply as a navigator. It has been an incredible experience because you share the path with other people as you, usually from other parts of the world, and enrich you as person. If you're already contributing to Django, you can do that. So it's something I think consider that as the next step as your path as a contributor, because helping others to contribute is the way you can go on the next level and be more useful to the community, but also learn more. And it helps you, I think, also in your job career, because you start mentoring people. It's something you do when you are a senior developer or you grow up. So it's something good for you and for the people that are in your team. So totally worth it being part.
Thanks for the talk. I wanted to ask, is there any plans for how the graduates of the program can maybe become navigators themselves at a later point? Is that something you plan or something you encourage? So when they graduate from the program, they finish their Djangonauts, and then can they become part of the program themselves later? Yeah.
I totally encourage it. So what I try to say to the people in my team is that they are doing the program in a safe place, which is the Djangonaut program. It's safe because the other people are learning with them. There is navigator, they can do one-to-one call, and I say that you are preparing to be released in the bigger Django community. So the next step is to interact in the field they like, try to contribute in the work groups or in the code themselves, and the next step is doing and interacting with other people in the community, and then continue to be part of the program, so they can have the opportunity to be navigator next to that. But the program encourages people not to remain only in the program, but to be part of the larger community. So this is the goal.
Okay, thank you, Paolo.
Thank you again.